So, I have filmed over 2,000 reactions on this channel, and along the way, we've discovered a wealth of music from different artists, different styles, genres, eras, languages, cultures, arrangements, instruments, you name it, we've visited it. And often we will go through kind of phases on the channel. So, for a month, we'll be listening to a lot of funk. Then another month, we'll be listening to a lot more hard rock. And then maybe we'll take a sharp left turn into dance pop or prog. And lately on the channel, I've been loving the direction we've been going, discovering so many of the late and great vocalists that are out there. The likes of Sarah Vaughan, who we'll be listening to more of today, Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole. There's so many other names that have now graced my ears, and I couldn't be more thankful for you guys who send me these reaction requests because I would never have known they existed at all. I always assumed that there are gaping holes in my knowledge of music, and there's always more music to listen to, especially nowadays with so much getting released. But I really feel like it has been so important for me to discover the likes of Sarah Vaughan with such amazing vocals, with such creative ideas, who really just put their heart and soul into their performances. These are the kinds of names that don't get spoken about as often in the modern era as they should, especially for how amazing Sarah is. So I'm super excited to be checking this out today, but before we do, a massive thank you goes to Michael for making this reaction request and for bringing more Sarah Vaughan to the channel. And just as a reminder, if you yourself would like to request a reaction, you can always do so by hitting the first link in the description box below. But now, my friends, let's jump into it.
Don't blame me
I love how all three of those words, "don't blame" and "me," had such distinct personalities from one another. Listen to that again.
Don't blame me
She milks every word.
for falling in love with you. I'm under your spell.
We're under yours.
How can I help it? Don't blame me. Can't you see when you...
You know what's interesting about this is it feels like the rhythm is like floating. There's no easy like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm having a hard time identifying where the beats are, which I think works well for Sarah's style because she is so flexible in her vocal delivery. Like, you may as well just have this sort of drunken rhythmic feel with no center, because just do whatever Sarah's doing, follow along, try to morph to her rhythm, and it creates this unique, like, floating feel.
You do the things you do. If I can conceal the thrill that I'm feeling,
Ta-da.
don't blame me.
Whoa.
Can I help it if that
Oh, she has such unreal vocals.
makes me need someone like you to
always something to say about every little thing that she does. One thing I want to draw our attention to here is her mouth position. You can think of two things. You can think of her actual mandible as well as her tongue. And I guess you can also add a third, which is her positioning of her teeth. All three of those components, in the various forms that they can take, will contribute to a different sound. Because if you imagine when you yourself speak, there's certain frequencies, there's a resonance that gets produced from your vocal cords, then emitted from your mouth. So depending on how wide or thin you keep your lips, your mouth position, your teeth, your tongue, all of it, you'll craft a different sound. And a more specific point for Sarah here is you can see that she has an extremely wide palate, which allows for her voice to sort of endlessly reverberate within her mouth itself. So technically, she is her own amplifier because of how much space she has in her palate. For other, let's say, skull shapes and mandible shapes and whatever, you may have a smaller mouth, which means less space to work with. And dude, she is so good at manipulating that space. She can craft whatever large sound with little effort or small sound with just that gentle positioning.
Your kiss, as sweet as a kiss can be. Blame all your charms that melt in my arms. But
Oh my god, her voice is so free.
Don't blame me.
It's like the way that she just so effortlessly slides up, glides down. She can do all of the different movements. And again, she is so like deliberate with all that she does vocally. When you hear her, I feel like the naive listener would think, wow, Sarah, the way that the sort of words come out, it feels like she's singing lackadaisically, when in fact, that is like, that is the exact opposite that's the exact opposite of the effort that she's using to make all of this happen. It sounds like, oh, it is a lazy sort of vocal performance, when in reality all of these little decisions are so like precise. um it's like a version of the drunken master, where it feels like, oh man, this guy, he's like laying down, he's not really trying so hard, he's going to be an easy opponent to beat. And then immediately when you take your like stab at them, they just shift right out of the way. They just so easily deflect. There's one specific example I can give you, and then we'll jump back into the song here. I think in some kind of martial art, you'll have to let me know if you have the answer, but the way you're taught to deflect the punch is not to just get out of the way. It's actually to anticipate the like moment where that punch is going to land and just tap the top of the wrist, or the top of the wrist or fist down, so that they lose momentum on the way to you. It's a little tap, but it does so much. And I feel like Sarah has access to so many of those little tips for her voice, to be able to do all of this as easily as she's doing it, and make it seem like, oh, anybody else could do what she's doing, when in fact only Sarah can do what she's doing. I'll talk about Don't Blame Me after we check out I Cried For You, but that song had a very ambiguous feel about it. Let's continue on.
Now it's your turn to cry over me. Every
Whoa,
road
what was that?
has a turning. That's one thing you're learning. I cried for you. What a fool I used to be.
Da, 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 da.
I found two eyes, just a little bit bluer. Found two arms,
Did you
a
hear that? She like pulled that note down.
bluer.
Ah.
Found two arms, a little bit truer. I
Wow.
cried.
That is complete control of her larynx. Your larynx will rise when you go for higher notes. And the thing is, when you want to hit those higher notes, you don't want to have it rise too much because that means you're carrying a lot of weight up in your vocals. And you hear her descending, dropping down. That is the reverse happening with the larynx, where now you're just forcing it to drop all the way down, creating this really low sound. And then you can do the flip side and then have a really high pitched voice. It's the control.
Little bit true.
It's all the control.
I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me.
Oh.
I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry
She is so
over
unreal.
me. Every little road has a turning. That's one thing you're learning. I cried for you. What a fool I used to be. I found two eyes, a little bit bluer.
Oh my
Found two arms,
god.
a little bit true. I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me.
Dude, I love Sarah so much. It's uncanny what she's capable of doing. I promised I would talk about the feeling I was getting from the first track, but honestly, I feel like what I'll say about the first track will extend to what we heard in the second performance here. Because Sarah, she's able to produce so many nuanced emotions from her vocal delivery. It, I mean, I could take it a number of ways depending on what she's going for. There's so much tenderness with restraint. There's melancholy wrapped in this elegance, playfulness with sophistication, like romantic ambiguity. Like, I feel like everything that she does is a refined version of the thing that we think it is. And I don't know where it comes from, what inspired her to be as good as she is. Um, because these performances are from a while ago and we can't hear maybe the answers to the questions we would like. I feel like I have to go based on my intuition as to like where she where she learned all that she did. Well, maybe that's not true. I'm sure there's going to be some musical education that she's gone through, whether it was a mentor or just listening to music herself and adopting the style. Um, but still, it's like out of everything I've heard, Sarah has such a unique delivery. Um, can it be driven by experience? Because I'm thinking like a lot of times in life, musicians, just artists in general, will be motivated by events that happen to them, and the art they craft is a representation of what they went through or how they felt. And because there's so much nuance in the emotions that she's able to convey, I'm not even convinced that I'm not even convinced that these are possible to be formed through experience. Because how do you have such an amazing read on the unique feelings and experiences you've had? Maybe it's a consequence of like the times being different and people having just more time to themselves to think, to not be distracted by all that there is to be distracted by. But it is uncanny. It's like you just don't hear this style. You just don't hear these ideas other than from Sarah. So then the other part of me thinks, well, let's apply Occam's razor. It's likely that this is just all her doing. Unbelievable skill. Please let me know what your thoughts are on that. Let's check out I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places.
Are you serious?
That this heart of mine embraces
Oh, that bass with her
all
voice.
day
Oh my God.
that small cafe,
I love this melody.
the park across the way.
Like, listen to the way she delivers across there. It just kind of evaporates by the end of the word.
The park
Up there, thin vibrato.
across
Across.
the way. The children's carousel.
Whoa. What a movement.
Oh, chestnut tree, wishing well. I'll be seeing you
It's so beautiful.
in every lovely summer's day. In everything that's light and gay, I'll always think of you that way.
Oh my God.
I'll find you
I'm swooning. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. It's so good. I have one torn up
I'll
tissue
be
to use.
looking at the moon, and I'll be seeing
The rapid up, down, up, down.
you, and I'll be seeing you.
The piano just dripping up. I need to bring it tissue box whenever I listen to Sarah. Jesus.
In every lovely summer's day.
What a brilliant choice for that note.
Everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way.
Oh my God.
I'll find you in the morning sun.
Oh, listen to those keys.
And when the day
Oh, it's haunting.
is near, I'll be looking at the moon.
Chills. Chills.
And all I'll see
I think the last song there, I'll Be Seeing You, is my favorite. I probably imagine you guessed the same for me. Wow, man, that just ripped my heart out and like threw it around in the air, did some juggling act, added a few more pieces to this heart, and now it's in me, but I feel different. I feel moved. I feel changed. Not only just the experience of having gone through this, but like my brain's chemistry is now different, courtesy of Sarah Vaughan. And even like through that listen, as I was describing the first two tracks, like all of these nuanced emotions, I can't place the emotion. It's not sad, it's not happy, it's not bittersweet. It's always some like multi-layered combination of things that changes so quickly from moment to moment. And I've used this sort of analogy to describe Grateful Dead of all the bands out there, but if you've ever listened to Grateful Dead, you'll know the way that their music is winding all over the place, constant melodies from each instrument weaving in and out of one another. It's almost like you have like 5 separate strands all doing their own thing, but find moments of unison. Sarah Vaughan, I want to use that same analogy, but apply it to the emotions that she is constructing. Because at any one moment, let's say there's just 5 emotions for simplicity's sake, she is turning up and down the dial of each of them. So if you take any cross section of a moment in a Sarah Vaughan song, the emotion you're getting is some mixture of those 5, and from moment to moment, that mixture is evolving in a way that is not easy to just simply say, oh, this part is sad, oh, this part is happy. It would be far too reductive to make that statement. And, you know, I just think from like a researcher's perspective, like if I were to take the average of all of the emotions in this song, what would be that emotion? And I still don't have a good answer for you. Like maybe, yeah, something would come out in the numbers, but that's the thing about art and music, is as much as you try to quantify and understand and analyze and overanalyze, it's the experience that rules above those metrics, above our ability to like even articulate all that we heard. I don't know, like that's why for me, I take great pride in being able to express how it is I'm feeling as it relates to the music. And with Sarah Vaughan, I'm experiencing and I'm unable to express all of what I feel. And I simultaneously love that feeling because there's more on the horizon, and it has me like a kid on Christmas Day, just excited for more new stuff that impresses routinely. And then it also has me like annoyed, like, man, I want to be able to figure out what's going on internally. So I feel like maybe the only path forward is to do more Sarah Vaughan on the channel. So again, if you are interested in making a Sarah Vaughan reaction, you can request one using the first link in the description box below. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.